Well, this is a bit surprising. Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Flames Warframes. This time we are doing a thing. I don't remember what thing we're doing. Oh right, the thing that we are doing is we are going over Dante. This is the Dante episode, aka the episode where I get to talk about a wizard for 15 minutes. So, let us begin with the Dante content real quick. There we go. That's not Dante, that's the Parazon. This is Dante. Now, in terms of abilities and gameplay, because I'm gonna be totally honest, Dante might have lore, he might not. Well, I mean, I think he has a Laverian entry, so right. Uh, okay, so he does have a Laverian entry. I really should have looked through this
Hello, friend.
before
Find me
all this
now
stuff.
amidst the bones of all
So,
I've made such a
let's
terrible
see.
mistake, you see. In a universe with no
I
machine
see. This isn't a
where every
story of
living thing
Dante. This is a
works
story
together to
of
keep body and soul
Truceless
together,
Laverian
there's
being
not
an
much
idiot
appetite. Did I
and
never tell you of Dante?
losing all of
No,
Dante's stuff.
I suppose I didn't.
So,
I suppose I hadn't the fortitude.
in other words, it would
The
appear as if
brutality of the living
Dante
things,
might be
like the
like
lack of hope.
the owner of the
Parvos
Laverian,
Granum,
maybe.
you know the name.
This is just the
He
story of how
builds a
Parvos
land on
Granum is
gilded
stealing all of
for an
uh,
age he has. I do not
poor
know what
uh,
possessed me
what's
in
his
that
name
moment.
stuff.
I have no need for money, or food, or shelter, or care. I
All
won't
of
give
this
much for my friend
lore
to have been here.
and for
Dante and
what?
I,
He's just
we tempered
there's no
something he
lore
could
here.
push.
It's all gone.
You
His
might
lore
want
is
to.
canonically that Drusus Laverian lost
There were
all of his
rumours, of
lore.
course. Master Entrati was known at that time for
So he was like a
outlandish beliefs and
detective,
questionable
I
science
guess.
related
I
to
I haven't really
vices
looked
in
into any of
the
this
field.
Dante lore, but I guess it
Gods
does make
beyond the
sense. His
veil and
gimmick
whatnot.
is being a wizard with
After that,
books,
I imagine you surmised why I have summoned you here. To ask that, in the
and
name of the
also
friendship we
the
share,
mission where we
to lay your
acquired
aid
his
to my
parts.
impossible
That may
predicament.
be something I need to.
Ordis has received messages for the operator. No, I have
Why am I
not
getting
found
messages in my inbox? Who is inbox messaging me? Oh. Oh. Okay. So, what? It was just a secret text prompt thing that just activated? Well, that explains why I'm getting that. This is the first time I'm really actually delving into anything Dante related. But anyway, as for how we acquire Dante, it's very simple. We go to Sanctum Anatomica, and we just wait for this game to load. Uh, Go over to Lloyd, I believe. This is Lloyd. Everyone say hi to the funky man with glasses.
I cannot envision the burden.
Is research Dante, and as you guys can see, you can get a bunch of Dante related stuff here. You can purchase it with vessel capillaries, which I believe vessel capillaries are acquired from the mirror defense here on Deimos. If I leave Sanctum Anatomica, excuse me. But yeah, if I leave Sanctum Anatomica and I can go out here, forget Steel Path. Leave, not a Fervo, not Peristo. Munio with the mirror defense. If I were to go into this mission and complete parts of it, I would get rewarded with vessel capillaries, and then you go to Lloyd in the Sanctum and you acquire Dante's parts. Now, what is Dante's actual thing? Well, his thing is being a wizard, and he has, of course, wizard-related abilities, starting with passive. Noctua scans targets, recording information for your codex. Status chance increases by 50% on fully scanned targets. So y'all probably don't know what that means totally, assuming you're new to Warframe. For one thing, codex scanners, this fun little thing in the gear wheel. Codex scanners, basically, that is how scanning things in your codex is just how you unlock new lore and stories in your codex, like all this stuff with the universe and all of these, like cephalon fragments. Like you acquire cephalon fragments and all of this lore through scanning things into your codex. Same goes for objects. Like I'm not really a devout codex scanning person, so I don't really have a lot of, like, if we look at factions I have, then we can see that there's a bunch of undiscovered people, and it's not necessarily because I haven't encountered them, but it's just because I haven't codex scanned them in any means or by any method. Same goes for Corpus, Infestation, Unaffiliated, Orkin, all these guys. But that's a nice passive to have, and if you're wondering what Noctua is, that is the next thing. Noctua is his first ability, which is his Exalted Wizard book. I believe Dante is one of. Actually, I think he might be the only one where his Exalted Weapon is his first ability as opposed to his fourth ability. I mean, I think there are Exalteds on other numbered abilities, but I do think he's unique in having it be his first ability. Regardless of that, for Noctua, you just summon his tome, which is like a pistol, and it operates like a pistol or a sidearm, and you can upgrade it separately as you can with any exalted weapon. Now, second ability, Light Verse, which grants healing and overguard, or it grants him and his allies overguard as well as restoring their health. Second ability, Dark Verse, the damage dealing ability. Basically, it just inflicts slash status and does damage. So, yeah. And then we have Final Verse. Final Verse is actually dependent on which of the two verses you use and in what order you use them. For example, with the with two light verses consecutively, the final verse known as Triumph, it just gives a bunch more overguard. And then I use tab to cycle these. Final two dark verses is basically just a wave of death. A light verse followed by a dark verse results in Word Warden, which just creates copies of Noctua to also fire alongside yourself and your enemies. And then the last one is the birds, aka Dark Verse and then Light Verse, which results in summoning birds that apparently make enemies vulnerable to status chance and status damage, as well as drawing enemy attacks away from allies, which I don't know. I don't very often use Dante as such. Yeah, I do believe he recently acquired a new or I haven't acquired this augment, which is why I'm going over to this place where I believe Suda has it. Yep, Noctua Swarm, which makes it so that the alternate fire creates the birds that you saw from the fourth version of his fourth ability, which is kind of convenient. And apparently this swarm also steals energy from enemies for allies, which is just fun. It sounds very fun, actually. Uh, damn, it's been 10 minutes? I didn't think this was taking that long. I thought it was over pretty quickly. Fun fact, 10 minutes is exactly double the time it took for me to sell, or not sell, but give away, I think, like, what, 30 free meals, maybe? 25, roughly? Not sure. Anyway, uh, let's see. Uh, how about another Talking Head segment? Let's go back to Talking Head. So, you guys, I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't have much of an idea of what I should do aside from this Warframe content. I mean, the as far as I know, I have a single subscriber and maybe 12 and maybe at most 12 different people who watch my videos, several of which have seen certain videos but also not certain other videos. And that's entirely discounting the possibility that a given person is watching my videos more than once. Which, I mean, I appreciate it if you do watch it more than once, but if it's just my one single subscriber repeatedly watching the same of my videos, uh, well, for one, that's a bit sad, and for two, that's sad for me because, quite frankly, I would prefer that my content was reaching more people. You know how my content's going to be able to reach more people? If you guys like and subscribe to my channel. If you like the videos that I'm doing, or if you like hearing me talk, I don't know. I was considering doing another series where I just yap about my hyperfixations for 15 minutes, considering I'm still confined to the 15-minute video thing, which I don't think that makes sense for YouTube personally, but honestly, I'm gonna save that rant for when I do a rant video. I don't know, maybe I'll call it, like, how about Hyperflamesations? I don't know. If you have a better name for that, make sure to put it in the comments down below, where it will likely be the only comment, because not only does very few people watch my stuff, y'all don't comment, y'all don't like, I have a single subscriber, and I could use a bit more incentive to keep making these videos. Maybe I'll just leave this off at Dante. Hey, I mean, who wants to see me cover, I don't know, who else is there that's next? Ember's next, and then Equinox, and then Excalibur, and then Folly, Frost, Gara, Garuda. All those guys are next, and even after that, we have Goss, Grendel, Gyre, Harrow, Hildren, Inaros, Jade, Korra, Kome, Kullervo, Lavos, Limbo, Mag, Mesa, Mirage, Necros, Nesha, Nidus, Noko, Nova, Nyx, Oberon, Octavia, Orexia, Protea, Corvex, Revenant, Rhino, Saren, Sebagoth, Sirius, and Orion, Stynex, Temple, Titania, Trinity, Uriel, Valkyr, Valbon, Volt, Varuna, Wisp, Wukong, Zaku, Yareli, and finally Zephyr to cap it off. This has been Flames Warframes Dante edition. Librarians, I don't know, check this out, and I will see you guys later.